Hi, Tracy here. Welcome to the Idea Closet. Today I'm going to show you a simple way to make this Enjoy Life card. This is actually made, this word art right here is a PNG file. I love working with PNG files because you can add them to your card. They look like they have a lot of dimension here, but they're actually a flat image, and so you can mail them without any hassle from the mailman, and they're just a fun way to make a fun little card without a lot of bulk. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do this card in our Microsoft Word. So we're going to go ahead and open a document. And the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go into Insert right up here. And we're going to go to Picture. PNGs are usually filed under Pictures, but you might have them somewhere else. Mine are under Pictures. So go ahead and click Pictures, and then find the file or the PNG that you want. This is Enjoy Life Brown. So we're going to go ahead and click on it and click Insert. Now let me tell you just a little bit about this PNG file. It comes from the This and That collection from Echo Park. It's a digital collection that I downloaded off the internet, and on my blog I will have the link if you want to purchase this. But you can use any PNG file that you have on hand. It doesn't have to be this one. So the next thing that we're going to do is we want to resize this. Now the one thing with Word is that when you crop things, it kind of keeps it in scale. So we're going to come over here to width, and we are going to change this to 4 1/4, which is 4.25. And then we'll just click on it. It keeps it in scale, but it's made it a usable size for your card. So the next thing that we're going to do is insert, and we're going to use this insert button a lot. And this time we're going to go over to our text box. This is going to create the background for our word art. And right now we want that background to be white. So we're just going to go into Simple Text Box, click on it. And then you'll notice that right through here it has a bunch of text. To get rid of that text, just simply hit your delete button while the text is highlighted. And then while the box is still got the shapes around it, we're going to come over here and change the width and the height on this one. So we are going to do the height at 2.3 because we want it just a little bit bigger than our word art. And then we're going to do the width at 4.3 because once again we want it just a little bit bigger than our word art. We don't really need to fill this box at this point because it's white and that's what we want. So the next thing that we're going to do is, while it's still highlighted, is we're going to send it to the back. And that actually puts it behind the word art. Well, it should. Okay, so we'll take the word art and come to Format, and we will bring it up and put it in there. And there you go. And then you can use your arrow buttons if you want to center it just a little bit, but mine looks pretty good, so I think I'm going to leave it right like that. Click on it, and there is your word art. Now, the next thing that we need to do is we want to create this dark brown border that goes around the back of it. So, insert again. I told you would be using this one a lot. Text box, Simple Text Box. Delete to get rid of the text, and then come over here and we're going to size it again, and this time we want it to be just a little bit bigger again. So we're going to do 2.5, which is 2.5 inches, by 4.5, which is 4.5 inches. Go ahead and click on that, and then we're going to come up here to the fill shape. And we want the darkest brown that we have. The one thing that I don't like about using Microsoft Word is that you can't pick up the colors from your word art or your clip art, whatever you're using. In Silhouette Studio, which is the other video, the other way that I'll show you how to do this, you can. But in this one, you cannot. So we just have to go in and find something that matches pretty close. So you can come down here to the more fill options, but for today we're just going to take this one and select it. Now you can't see your word art, but that's because this text box is now in front. So we're going to come over here to bring to front and click on it. Oops, we have to highlight it. Send to back, send to back, and there it is. Now the next thing that we want to do is we want to center this. So I'm just going to use my arrow buttons and center it, kind of eyeball it, and I think that looks pretty good. Maybe one down. So there is our outline for the back. Go ahead and click off of it. Now we're going to do this border around it. So go back to your Word document, same thing, insert, text box, simple text box, delete the text, and we're going to size it. So this time our size is going to be 2.75, which is 2 3/4. You didn't know you were going to do math, huh? And 4.75, which is 4 3/4. Go ahead and click on it. Once again, we're going to fill that up. Go to your fill shape. I lost that shape for just a minute, so I had to click on it to bring it back up, or you can come up here to your text box format. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and fill the shape, and this time I want a little bit of a lighter color. So we'll go ahead, choose our color. Once again, do the same thing, send this to the back. There it is. We need to center it. Use my arrow keys and center it. That looks pretty good. You can even, if you want a thinner line, you could kind of drag this side down, you know, make it skinnier. But we're going to just Control Z and do that. Whoops, now I completely lost it. So we will have to do that again. Good practice, right? Insert, text box, simple text box, delete, size, 2 3/4, 4 3/4, fill, and send to the back. And then we'll center it again. So see, even if you mess up like I just did, it's really simple to fix it. So there is your word art, or your the center of your card. So what you'll do is you'll just send that to your printer, print it in a high resolution. I'll go ahead and show you on mine. Everybody's printer is just a little bit different, but if I were to do it on mine, I would go into Properties and I would set it on high. And I usually print mine on a fairly thick cardstock, a presentation paper, something like that, just to make it really look nice. We're going to go ahead and cancel that because I'm not going to print it right now at this time. So the next thing that you're going to want to do is, of course, you want to make your card. And so that card front is just a half of a letter size paper. So you take a letter size paper, which is 8.5 by 11, cut it to 5.5 by 11. Nope, sorry, 5.5 by 4 1/4, and fold it over. So there's your card front. This piece of paper right here, this lighter tan, is 3.5 inches by 5.5 inches. So 3.5 inches tall, 5.5 inches wide. And you can leave it as a rectangle. I actually took my Fiskars border punch and punched this lacy loopy end on both sides. You can do whatever you'd like. And then I glued that down to the middle of my card. This right here, this tan strip, is 1 inch by 5.5 inches. So 1 inch this way, 5.5 inches this way. This edge, this dark edge, I just took a brown ink pad and scraped my strip of paper across an ink pad to give it that edge, and then glued it down. Then you'll take your word art that you've already printed right here, and you're just going to cut it. You can cut it with scissors, your paper trimmer. You can leave a little bit of a white edge, or you can just trim it up right along the edge, whatever you are more comfortable with, whatever look that you like. And then you will just glue it on there. Once again, this dark edge around here I took and did with my ink pad, just scraped it across. Glue it on there, and there is your card completely assembled. It's a fun little card to do, and like I said, without the bulk, it's very easy to mail. One thing that you can do is when you're doing this, you can make multiple copies and print it off on one sheet. That way you don't waste a whole lot of paper, and you can make 2 or 3 or 4 cards. I hope you enjoyed this tip. Watch the other video and I will show you how to make this same exact card using Silhouette software. Thank you.